Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I don't give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Askow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Askow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody could be here with us today. We got a jam-packed show for you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun today. The Monday edition of Sports World Radio with Jeff Askow and Sean Mann. We got so much crap to bring you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. What do you say we get all the particulars out of the way, and then we'll get on with the show? And you know something? We do the show each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure it out for yourself. You people are meaningless and don't know anything about the Central Time Zone.
wow, Sean's giving it hard today already. Check him out. We'll bring him back in just a minute. SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to us and also hang out with us as we go and have a great tour for the next 2 hours. If you're hanging out at SportsWorldRadio.com, click the donate bar over there and donate to Sports World Radio and help us keep us doing what we like to do here, is entertain you guys with sports talk and some other good stuff too as well. So donate to Sports World Radio and help the cause here at Sports World Radio. SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen. Like I said, if you want to come and hang out in our chat room like some people are starting to fly on in the chat room right now. We got Kathy in here. We got Laura in here. We got Sean in here. We got Shaba in here. We got Josh in here. I'm in there. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other people hanging out in the chat room that listen to the show that don't chat. And I know that you're in there because I look at the stats after the show. So I know there's a crap load of people listening to us in the chat room who don't type at all. You rat bastards. Start typing. Facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. Facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. Like our Facebook page. And follow us on Twitter at Twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. Twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715 is the number to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio. Our Skype number, or our Skype, phone number, I guess, Sports World Radio Show, our Skype handle, Sports World Radio Show. So if you got Skype, you want to get in touch with us, Sports World Radio Show on Skype. SWRshow@gmail.com. That's SWRshow@gmail.com is the email address to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio as well. With all the particulars out of the way, what do you say? Hey, we bring in that wacko himself, the guy that lives in Potato Land. Update man himself, Sean Mann. What's going on there, my friend?
I'm doing good, Jeff. Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on this Monday, March 2nd, 2015, 6:06 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it actually 6:07 p.m. on the East Coast, 3:07 p.m. on the West. Weather right now, very cloudy and overcast, but it definitely has the feel of springs to it. Take your 16 million chins and stuff it, Josh Lopez. Jeff, I know that you posted on your Facebook. It wasn't sunny for a while in sunny San Diego. What got hit with hail.
What did you just say about you? It's cold?
It's overcast.
Overcast.
A little cool, but it's like in the 40s and 50s.
Overcast? I'll take your overcast and shove it down your throat with hail. How about that?
You enjoyed the hailstorm, right?
I kind of liked it.
Coming down pretty hard.
I kind of liked it. I was standing outside in it. I kind of liked it. In my backyard, you know, I have my studio in my backyard. And I have an overhang that goes, right where my sliding glass door is. So I was standing underneath the overhang, just watching the hail come down. It was pounding the roof. I was like, please stop before the show. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of difficult to do the show because you're going to be hearing the hail hit the roof of the studio. Now, I'm looking out my window right now, and it's freaking beautiful and sunny out. Where the hell am I? In New York, for Christ's sakes? Holy freaking moly. And you want to know something? It's probably like 60 degrees outside. It's kind of chilly.
That's a good thing.
That's chilly for us. 35
sure
degrees is cold, 60 is chilly. Because it's 80, 90 degrees all the time here, you know what I mean?
Yep. Now, we have some stuff to do, Jeff. After all, this is a sports show. We have to work.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
8 minutes
so,
after
huh?
the hour. First of all, I want to send my thoughts and prayers to Anthony Mason's family. I sent you an article on Facebook.
Yeah, I know.
You're the big Knicks fan, Jeff.
Yeah,
and
I know.
you had to be stunned by this. Anthony Mason, who played a big role with the New York Knicks, was on the 1994 Knicks team that went to the NBA Finals, died at the age of 48.
Yeah, I know. I thank you for sending that to me. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, I got that, and I was like, son of a... I knew he was... excuse me. I knew he was ill.
Mm-hmm.
I was having heart problems. I knew that already. Excuse me. I just didn't know how bad it was, and that was a sad thing. Anthony Mason was unbelievable ball player for the Knicks. Unbelievable for the New York Knicks.
He was a big rebounder for Pat
Yes.
Riley. He played 13 seasons in the NBA. He was a key member, as they point out, in the 93-94 Knicks team that went to the NBA Finals, and they were a very good basketball team that year. Then they ended up losing, of course, in 7 games to the Houston Rockets.
I don't
but
bring that
thoughts
up with
and
me.
prayers to his family.
Yeah, hey, Shocker, Laura, Kathy, Josh, you, everybody else that's hanging out in the Spreaker chat room with us. Now, listen, I went and checked the stats last week, okay? I know for a fact there's a lot more people hanging out in the chat room than actually chat in the chat room. They're afraid, Sean.
They're afraid to come in and
They're afraid to chat.
fess up to Jeff.
They're afraid to chat with us. They can't take the heat, so they're staying out of the kitchen and they're just listening to the show. Hey, and just to let all you people know, I didn't even tell Josh this, and Josh Lopez, the producer and program director of Sports World Radio, I didn't even tell him, so I'm going to tell him on the air the same time I tell all you other freaks out there listening to Sports World Radio. We now have, and we are now, recording all our commercial breaks for you people. So if you want to hear what happens while you guys are listening to the commercials and what Sean and I do on hold, we now have them. And I'm going to be putting them all together, and we're going to be doing a nice subscription, $4.95 a month. You get every single day, sent right to you every single day, $4.95 a month. It's going to be freaking awesome. I'm going to put it all together. It's going to be great. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Are you a Star Trek fan?
Yes, I am. I'm a big Trekkie fan.
You're a big Trekkie fan. Look! I knew he was going to put that up there as soon as he heard me say that. Look at that! Don't forget the discount code Welcher. I love that, Josh. That's going to be the discount code.
Does that mean that Adrian rings a bell since he still can't pay off your bet?
See? You even know who we're talking about. How about that, Sean?
Mm-hmm. I still don't forget. Because you booted him out, and he refuses not to have a shaved bald head.
That's right. So that's gonna be the discount code. You'll get a $52 a week subscription for only $4.95, and the discount code's gonna be Welcher. I love that, Sean. That's great.
Are you a big back to Star Trek, Jeff? Are you a big Trekkie fan?
No, I was never a big Trekkie fan.
Never were. Okay.
No, you know why?
Why?
Because I was always watching cop shows, man. I was watching Starsky and Hutch and SWAT and Beretta and all that stuff instead of Star Trek, man.
What about the movies in the 80s? A lot of the big Star Trek movies in the 1980s, they were big because they still had the cast with Leonard Nimoy and Bill Shatner.
You want to know something? You want to know something? I have never watched a full Star Trek episode or a movie. How about that? I've seen bits and pieces. Hey, Kathy, I am the biggest MASH fan you will ever see in your life, Kathy. Okay? I am the biggest MASH fan there is.
That show, MASH, was on from 1972 to 1983.
You cannot...
Both my dad and mom loved MASH.
You cannot... There is no way you cannot stump me in MASH. It's impossible.
They're showing MASH on Netflix. Sometimes I
know.
watch the MASH episodes
when
on
there's-
Netflix
dude.
with Hawkeye and Trapper John McIntyre.
When there's nothing on TV, I turn my freaking Netflix on my TV and I put MASH on. Are you kidding me? It's freaking great. Okay, you cannot stump me. I have every season, every episode on DVD and VHS. You can't stump me. It's impossible. People have tried. Impossible.
Josh, I watched Saved by the Bell. That was a
Saved
big
by
show
the
in the
Bell.
90s. Of course, I grew up with Home Improvement.
I watched it because that Kelly Kapowski was a hot broad. She still is.
Saved by the Bell,
You
Jeff?
can't stump the Escal in MASH. It's impossible. People have tried. Believe me. We've done shows. We've done Sean, have we not?
Yeah.
We've done MASH trivia, and people have tried, but they can't. It's impossible. In fact, I love MASH so much, I named my Jack Russell Terrier Radar.
Radar O'Reilly.
That's
Yep.
right. I
Wayne
had a dog named Radar.
Wayne Rogers played Trapper John there, Sean.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes. It's impossible to stump me in MASH trivia.
Laura, I can agree with you there. I watched the original Star Trek, I watched Star Trek The Next Generation, and I watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I always used to watch that on the weekends back in the 90s.
Right. Exactly.
But anyway, going back to Anthony Mason, Jeff, what did you
What?
think of him when he played with the Knicks in that run
He's
that
he got
on the Knicks in 94?
when he played for the Knicks, he got the Sixth Man Award.
Yep.
You know? He got the Sixth Man Award, and that was the year they went to the NBA Finals, if I'm not correct. Correct?
Yes, that's right. In 94, he got the Sixth Man Award. The Knicks were the toughest team. Michael Jordan had retired from the NBA, and New York, of course, went all the way to the NBA Finals. But don't want to remind Jeff about that because he's irked
I'm
still
still
to this
pissed off
day with
about
somebody named OJ.
Yeah, I'm still pissed off about that. That guy screwed the pooch, man. He screwed everything.
And speaking of Rockets, I watched this game yesterday in the National Basketball Association. The Houston Rockets, they moved to 41-18. Kevin McHale doing some job with that Rockets team. They get better every year with him as coach. There was a bit of a feud between the Rockets and LeBron James. I saw some of the pushing and shoving that went on between LeBron James against the Houston Rockets. I know people are probably getting sick of the Cavs because they've been the hottest team of late. They're 15-15, Jeff. 37-24, and like you always pointed out, there's no way the Cavs will win the NBA championship.
They better
I
not.
hope not. I really hope he doesn't win one.
They better not. They better not. Otherwise, I'm going to be freaking upset as heck, man. You know?
Ugh.
They better not. They've been playing pretty well, though. I got to give them that. They've been playing pretty well, even though they lost last night or yesterday, whatever the hell it was.
They don't win the NBA Finals, there will be a big chain reaction
be happy.
through the city of Cleveland, and they will not appreciate it because all the people were saying the Cavs are supposed to win championships. They were favored to win 58.4%. Yeah, that Las Vegas article that I had, 58.4% games. 58.4 for their winning percentage for games. So it'll be like 58-24.
They lost last night, correct?
Correct. They're 37-24.
And what's the Bulls?
The Chicago Bulls, they played yesterday. The Bulls are 37-23.
They got problems, man. Not only did they lose Derrick Rose, but now they lost Jimmy Butler. Butler's out 3 to 4 weeks with an elbow injury. They got problems.
And the Chicago Bulls there, Josh, lost to the LA Clippers. What's up with that, buddy?
Clippers a good ball team, though. Come on, man.
Clippers are 39-21. Bulls are 37-23. So, yeah, what happened there, Josh, with the Clippers? They're all playing a trivia game. Well, here we are. We're talking about sports.
I know. I'm trying to play. I'm trying to talk sports, and these guys are talking trivia. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, talking about MASH.
I know. A bunch of wackos.
So, DeAndre Jordan, he grabbed 26 rebounds. The Clippers defeat Chicago. The Bulls losing a tough one. Josh, you better hope and pray that the Bulls put together a big winning streak. This is the final month of the NBA season. The season ends next month, and you better do whatever you can to hope that the Bulls can hold off the Cavaliers, because so happens that the Bulls move to 3 and the Cavaliers move ahead of them. That would be very tough for the Bulls to win. You want the home court against Cleveland. You don't want to have Cleveland get ahead of you.
I had to answer the question. Sorry.
That's all right. Oh, shush it, Josh. We're not talking baseball. We're talking NBA here, buddy. And don't get on me about Pablo. You leave him alone. We need a trivia show. Shocker.
Just keep asking the questions. I'll answer them eventually.
So the Bulls losing that game. Anthony Mason, of course, rest in peace. In the NFL, how about this one? Jeff, you were talking about some of the big moves. As you know, March 9th is the start of the NFL free agency. Dez Bryant officially the Cowboys officially franchised Dez Bryant. What do you think about that?
They're going to end up losing to DeMarco Murray. And before we went on the air, I was talking to you on.
Yeah, you were.
Right, and I was watching ESPN. I'm like, I hope DeMarco Murray ends up with the Giants just to piss the Cowboys off.
It's a win-win possibly for Jerry Jones. He loses to DeMarco Murray, then you know what's going to end up happening. Jerry Jones will have a little bit of conversation with Adrian Peterson, and AP will end up in Dallas, since Adrian Peterson will be reinstated next month to the NFL, April 15th.
Because they could pay less for AP. If they keep DeMarco Murray, you know AP's not going to Dallas. If they let DeMarco Murray go, you know AP's going to Dallas.
While the Cowboys have mapped out their plan for Bryant, they appear ready to allow the NFL's rushing champ, DeMarco Murray, to hit the open market. At the scouting combine, Jones said if Murray did not sign before free agency began, it would not preclude his return, citing Darren Woodson and Jay Novak as past examples. The Cowboys thought they were close to a multi-year deal with Bryant last season, but he eventually changed agents from Eugene Parker to Kim, good luck with that one, of Rock Nation, and Tom Condon of the CAA. The Cowboys had their face-to-face meetings with Condon and, of course, with Dez Bryant's agents last week. So you got a bit of a problem if you're Jerry Jones. You're thinking, what's going to happen? Can I keep one or can I keep both of them? I keep thinking, Jeff, he's going to have to keep one big piece for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's why I think they're going to let DeMarco Murray go, and then they're going to grab AP. Because AP says he wants to play there.
Goes, the Dallas Cowboys are as dumb of an organization like the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, you want to hear something?
What?
We're talking football here, correct?
Yes.
Okay, tonight at 6 p.m., 3 hours away, a little under 3 hours away, about 2.5 hours away. The gates open at 5. The meeting starts at 6. The San Diego Chargers and the city of San Diego are having a meeting tonight at Qualcomm, where the San Diego Chargers play, for the fans to come in and announce their what's the word I'm looking for? They're having a meeting tonight. The Chargers in the city of San Diego have a meeting at Qualcomm Stadium for the fans to come in and show their support for the Chargers and to give them ideas of where a building should go and this and that. They're basically having a town meeting tonight with the Chargers at 6 o'clock.
Are you going?
No. How about that? Is that freaking how fast did that happen, huh, boys and girls? Chargers announced that they might move to L.A., and now all of a sudden everything is happening? I told you. It was a chess move. It's happening just like the Chargers planned it.
I knew it was going to happen, and I don't expect that the San Diego Chargers are moving out of San Diego. I think they're going to stay. Then if it rules the Chargers out, there's two possibilities for the move to Los Angeles. The Rams, because Stan Kroenke is trying to put together that plan to get the Rams in L.A. for the actually before the 2018 season with that new stadium. And what they're looking at, too, is maybe the Raiders move to L.A. and become the L.A. Raiders again. Remember, Marcus Allen said the same thing. He said that he would not mind seeing that. That was a couple months ago, Jeff, when you and I did the show, and I think we had Frank in there about the Raiders moving from Oakland to L.A., and I just think that's a bad move.
I don't think they're. I think if the team's going to move, it's going to be the Raiders, and if another team's going to move, it's going to be St. Louis. So you might have St. Louis and the Raiders in L.A.
Just like it was when you thought about the 80s and the early 90s. Look what Josh says. Worrying about new teams and new stadiums. How about worrying about the quality NFL product, Mr. Goodell, you freaking hump?
Hey, shocker, I don't watch freaking Star Trek, so I wouldn't freaking know that, you rat bastard.
Another big headline in the NFL. How about this, Jeff? The NFL salary cap set at $143.28 million for 2015.
Say that again, Sean?
$143.28 million for this NFL salary cap for 2015.
That's a big jump.
The franchise tag numbers for defensive players are $14.813 million for defensive ends.
That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, it's like they divide it out. And then when you have defensive tackles, $11.193 million for the defensive tackles, $13.195 million for linebackers, $13.75 million for cornerbacks, and $9.618 million for safety. So they divided it out about how much about the salary cap for every position player in the NFL.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
That's way ridiculous.
It is.
Unbelievable. I don't know. That just throws me for a loop. The salary cap is going to increase by $10 million in 2015. By 10, so each team's going to have an extra $10 million to spend. You don't think they're going to freaking spend it? You bet your sweet ass they're going to spend it.
Jabba goes, Goodell is all about that base, the green bases in his wallet. True.
It's not a MASH question, shocker. It has a MASH question inside of it, but it's more a Star Trek question, you jackass. All right? What actor was on both the MASH movie and the regular on a Star Trek series? That could be freaking anybody. First of all, he wasn't in the MASH series. So, first of all, your question sucks. And second of all, it's not a correct question. And third of all, it's got Star Trek in it. So the question is null and void.
And the trivia game. This is a sports show, buddy.
Unstinking believable. No, he can keep asking questions. I don't mind.
I'm just kidding with
But that question right there is a null and void question.
Another name that's making big news going back to the NFL for a change of subject, Sue for the Detroit Lions. This is a name that and a big guy that anybody for an NFL team would want. Sue was one of the more, I can't know how to say his first name, was one of the more intriguing options for the tag.
Dominic Sue.
Yeah, Dominic Sue for the Detroit Lions. What do you think, Jeff? Who do you think could grab Dominic Sue?
Well, okay, here's my wish list for free agency for the New York Giants this year. I'd like to see him pick up freaking DeMarco Murray and nail Dominic Sue, and then fix the freaking front line and the offensive line, and I'll be happy.
Josh, do you really think Sue would go to the Chicago Bears?
Well, hey, Laura, that's not a MASH question. That's a MASH movie question. MASH questions and MASH movie questions are different. And he was a regular on Star Trek. If he wasn't in the freaking regular season, it don't freaking count. Go ahead, Sean.
So Sue for the Detroit Lions. Let's see. Sue was one of the more intriguing. Yeah, the Lions faced a high number on Sue's franchise tag option because of contract restructures that left him with a cap number of $22.4 million for the 2014 season. which escalated the tag number to such a high amount. And I know, Jeff, that you were even saying that Sue very well could end up with the Giants. The Bears are a possibility. Let's not rule out maybe the Dallas Cowboys could get Sue. There's a lot of teams available that could get acquired.
There's gonna be a lot of teams that are gonna go after his freaking services. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Heck yeah, man. There's gonna be tons of teams going after his services. I hope the Giants are on that list.
That's the thing about the entire NFL is that here it is already. The Super Bowl's already 4 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden everybody's just realizing that now it's time to start for free agency.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Then next month is freaking the draft, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Next month is the NFL draft.
So we don't get a break from this crap, man.
And then mini camp in the NFL starts in May, and then you've got training camp coming up in July. So things will really pick up and go very fast. And, yep, the NFL will be right there. Josh goes, yeah, it's the right place for him. Plus, it also helps the Bears that the Packers lost Randall Cobb and A.J. Hawk, which was 2 big losses for the Green Bay Packers. That really hurt their team a lot. And you don't know what Mike McCarthy and the Packers are going to be like.
My stomach is growling. I hope you guys can't hear it.
He has been particularly rough on the quarterbacks in his career.
Yes, he has. And I like what Shaba says. Sue, such an ability, so little maturity, just saying, yeah, but you would be happy as hell to have him on your freaking New Orleans Saints, and don't tell me anything different.
In 2010, he was fined $7,500 for roughing Jake
care.
Delhomme and $15,000 for unnecessary roughness on Jay Cutler.
He don't care.
He doesn't care. He's got the money, but he is one of the aggressive players.
That's what I like about him.
Rough hits on the quarterbacks in years past.
That's what I liked about him. You got to remember, when I was living in Kansas City, he was playing in Nebraska. So I got to watch him play, and I was forced to watch college football back then. So
that was something of your least concern.
Yeah, I'm not a major college football guy. That's why we don't talk about it on the show much, only when Nicholas is with us.
We got some more stories to get to for Sports World Radio. We have to run to our first commercial break.
You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, what do you got for me, Sean?
All right, the next story we get to, we talk about the Adrian Peterson situation. The Minnesota Vikings have contacted Adrian Peterson. The Vikings have wasted little time taking advantage of the fact they are able to communicate with Adrian Peterson again. Peterson, who was placed back on the commissioner's exempt list last Thursday after federal judge David Dottie ordered the NFL to vacate his suspension, can once again talk directly with the Minnesota Vikings. Any chance that we see a reunion, see a good back with Peterson and the Vikings, or are we going to see a divorce between Peterson and the Vikes and he moves on? Jeff, what do you think?
I don't think he's going to be playing for the Vikings. I think he's going to be playing for the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm sticking to that.
Minnesota needs to realize that, okay, if you're going to reach out to him, it's a good thing. You don't, you need to start moving on without Adrian Peterson. And Adrian Peterson needs to do its best for himself and learn his lesson, which he has because of what happened with the child abuse, because how bad that situation was last year. And look at the other options. I see AP going to Dallas for one, maybe Oakland, just because the Raiders know that in years past, Al Davis has talked with a lot of has met with players who've gotten themselves in trouble, and he's worked with the players. But AP definitely to Dallas, yeah, because there's a lot of, ever since Jerry Jones has been the owner, president, and general manager of the team since February of 1989, he has worked with the players too for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, he has. I'm still saying Adrian Peterson is going to the Cowboys.
Which leads me to a big question. Jeff, would you be okay with seeing AP on the Giants? Josh, what about you and the Bears? What would you think about Adrian Peterson?
I don't want Adrian Peterson on the Giants because, number one, he missed all of last year, and he's a running back, so he's going to get hit. I know for a fact he's going to get an injury.
Shabba, I got to ask you this question. Would you be okay with Adrian Peterson maybe being a New Orleans Saint? And he goes, oh, look, AP fumbled again. Old joke from 2010, sorry.
You know what's coming up, which I'm really going to start to hate because we're going to have to listen to this prick all freaking season, and it's 162 games, so it's a long season to listen to this prick.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN's showing the Pittsburgh Pirates right now.
Oh, no. Now you're going to have to listen to Wes
exactly.
again.
See?
Family.
Yeah, we're going to have to listen to this. We're going to do it again, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. Yeah. Okay, whatever. You're not going to make the playoffs.
That night, Jeff, when the Giants beat the Pirates in that one-game playoff last year.
Yeah. Sure. And I'm going to be happy again when they don't make the playoffs, Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wes is all upset because, and he knows he's probably listening to us right now, Wes has had a rough time because the Penguins didn't do well in the postseason. I think they blew a 3-1 lead to the Rangers.
Goodbye.
Then the Steelers got knocked out against Baltimore.
And the Pirates got knocked out, and the Penguins got knocked out, and the Steelers got knocked out. Oh, and the Pirates got knocked out, and Pirates got knocked out, and Penguins got knocked out, and the Steelers got knocked out. Oh, that's right. The Penguins got knocked out, and the Steelers got knocked out, and the Pirates got knocked out, and again, and again, and again, and again. It must be tough over there in Pittsburgh land.
I think Wes would probably think and say, not in the Berg, baby. In
the
Berg,
it happens.
Get it done.
You know what, Wes? It happens every year in the Berg. You just keep saying not in the Berg, and it keeps happening and happening. And it's going to happen again this year in the Berg. Mark my Berg about it. Mark my words. It's going to happen again. Pirates, no playoffs. Penguins, no playoffs. Steelers, no playoffs. It's going to happen again and again and again. Look at this one.
Goes, when is Pittsburgh going to bury that darn disco tune, We Are Family?
Who the heck knows, man? That's why they don't make it, because they keep playing that stupid-ass 1965 song or whatever the hell it's from.
It came out in 79, the year the Pirates won the World Series.
That's the last time they won the World Series in 1979, right?
That's right.
That's why he keeps calling it the Berg. Maybe he'll win Maybe they'll win a World Series and they won't call it the Berg no more. All right, look at Kathy. Are the Panthers going to make the playoffs? My neighbor wants to know. The Carolina Panthers? I doubt it.
I doubt it too. Here they were as a team, Kathy, that were 7-8-1 last year. made it to the playoffs, won a playoff game, but I knew they weren't going to get past Seattle. So we'll see how well Cam Newton does. And Josh goes, the Vikings have a new stadium coming soon and no franchise players. What a dumb organization.
See, the problem is they're in the NFC. They're in the NFC. But that might be a good problem because it's probably easier in the NFC than it is in the AFC, right?
Yep.
Which is tougher, the NFC or the AFC?
Oh, that's a good question, Jeff. I would probably...
It's kind of like asking you a question, which is tougher in the NBA, the East or the West? But that answer is not so obvious in the NFL, is it?
Kathy, we were talking about NFL. We're not talking about hockey here. Anyway, I can say
the Florida Panthers.
Ron Gallo could help you with that. Okay, anyway, I was just going to say the NFC or the AFC, I kind of call it like a tie. It seems like between both because that's a tough one to answer.
Yeah, the AFC and the NFC, they're probably equal, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because you got some really butt-kicking teams in both leagues, right?
And some big rivalries. In the AFC North, of course, we all know about the history between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. The AFC East, it's always been New England. The AFC West depends, Denver. And, of course, I know Kansas City and San Diego have really battled Denver the last few years, but the Broncos always come out on top, it seems like. AFC South, kind of seems like it's kind of like the Colts and the Texans.
The Colts and the Texans.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see that as a rivalry, the Colts and the Texans. A lot of people see it as a rivalry. I don't. Maybe I'm a moron. I don't know. I might be mistaken, but I'm never wrong.
It's a tough one.
Hey, look at Josh. Josh says the AFC has gotten soft over the last couple of years. How can you say that? And you know what? If Wes was here right now, he'd rip you a new one.
Wes would take you down, Josh. He wouldn't like
I'm
that
surprised.
comment.
I'm surprised Sean's not jumping all over you. Because I can't believe I'm going to say this. Because his freaking damn team won the Super Bowl, so I'm surprised he's not jumping all over you for it.
Here's some other news that's coming up. This week, it seems like it's going to be all done, ladies and gentlemen. The Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning have agreed that a deal will get done this week, which means that Peyton Manning will be coming back for another NFL season.
His fourth one with the Denver?
What?
Fourth one with Denver?
Yep.
Excellent. That means my bet's still on. Do you know I've won 3 years in a row, so even if they go and win a Super Bowl next year, I still win the bet because I'll only have to give him 5 or he'll have to give me 15. So I'm winning this bet regardless. And you want to know something? I wish I could remember who the bet was with. Okay? I'm sure that person is hiding and listening to the show and not going to say anything. Because then they won't have to pay off the bet, you cheap rat bastard, you. Another welcher welching out on a bet that I made. How about that, Sean? You know what, Josh? That's going to be the secret password code. Welcher. Get your $4.95 special. Welcher boy.
Here's the question, though. Is this the right move for the Denver Broncos? Does Peyton Manning have enough in him to try to get Denver to the Super Bowl and win it? Because the Bronco fans are fed up because they lost the first year with Manning in double overtime, played it, and got blown out, embarrassed in the Super Bowl in February of 2014, and then they played horrible and sloppy against the Indianapolis Colts.
If I'm the Denver Broncos, I'd pick a quarterback in this draft if I can. You got to start thinking about your future.
You better. Peyton Manning knows that he doesn't have much time left, only a few years, and Denver doesn't win it, then Bronco fans are going to be thinking, boy, what a bust. Everybody would have thought that the Broncos probably would have won a Super Bowl.
You want to know something,
Jake Plummer
Sean?
was there, but that didn't turn out so hot.
Sean, you want to know something? It does not matter whether Peyton Manning goes back to Denver or whether he goes back or he doesn't go back. They ain't winning a Super Bowl anyway.
No, of course not.
Okay? So don't worry about that. Denver's not winning the Super Bowl. Even if Peyton Manning is there, he's still not winning the Super Bowl. I'm still sticking to my original thought. I had this thought the first day that they announced that he was going to be in Denver, And I'm sticking to it, and I'm going to say it again. As long as Peyton Manning is the quarterback for the Denver Broncos, they will not win a Super Bowl.
And think of the new offensive system that the Broncos are going to have to learn under Coach Gary Kubiak the first year that he's been there. He's going to have to Peyton Manning's going to have to learn that new system since John Fox left and they parted ways with him and he went to the Bears.
Exactly. They just lost Julius Thomas, who's going to go to the San Diego Chargers just to piss Denver off. Okay? I'm telling you, they are not going to win one as long as he is the quarterback. And if I'm John Elway, I start thinking about my future and start looking for a quarterback for the future. ASAP. Right, Sean?
Yeah, I feel bad for anybody who's a Denver Bronco fan because it's like here they are dealing with heartbreak and wondering, why can't we win a Super Bowl?
That's funny, Sean. I feel sorry for whoever who's a Denver Broncos fan. That's
it's true
funny,
because all the heartbreak, 3 straight years that they've been there. Shabbat goes the question: who will win the battle for the ship helm, Manning or Kubiak? That's a good question.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is going to happen is they're going to use some of Kubiak's offense and they're going to use some of Manning's offense, and they're going to make a meld of both of them together. They're going to have to. They're going to have to get along. And you want to know what's going to happen? If they don't get along and they don't have a really good season, Manning might be done after this year and say, screw it. I don't want to play for that guy.
Think about, before we go to the first update, we can add a little bit more to this. Think about the relationship that John Elway and Dan Reeves had. They didn't really get along very well back when Reeves was coach of the Denver Broncos and Elway was quarterback.
Yeah, but John Elway was roommates with Kubiak when they were playing.
That's right.
So they get along really well. On that note, we're going to run to our first update, right?
Yes, it is.
Our first update. This update is brought to you by The Flipper. Now listen, ladies. Are your boys pissing all over the toilet seat? And then you got to go over there and clean it? Or even lift it or touch it with your hand? No way. Or are they leaving the seat up and now you got to grab the seat with your hand and put it down? No way. Head on over to flipperflipper.com and get your flipper today. It attaches to the underside of your toilet seat so you never, ever have to touch your toilet seat ever again to flip it up or flip it down. It's called the Flipper. It's at flipperflipper.com. Get yours today. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. 46 minutes after the hour on Monday, March 2nd, 2015. Raptors taking on the 76ers, the Warriors at the Nets, Suns at the Heat, Clippers at the Timberwolves, and Pelicans taking on the Dallas Mavericks. In the National Hockey League, here are the games that we have for tonight. 3 games. It'll be the Predators taking on the Rangers, Hurricanes at the Blackhawks, and Canadians taking on the Sharks. Tomorrow in the National Hockey League, I wanted to mention this too. We got the Predators taking on the Devils, Flames at the Flyers, Capitals at the Blue Jackets, Sabres taking on the Lightning, Maple Leafs at the Panthers, Senators at the Wild, Islanders at the Stars, Ducks at the Coyotes, Kings at the Oilers, and lastly, it'll be the Sharks taking on the Canucks. In Major League Baseball, there are 2 games, by the way. I can't believe I'm saying this. Spring training is actually back today. The Tigers beat a Florida Southern College team 12-2. Marlins over Florida International 7-2. As you bet it is, it's back. And speaking of which, yesterday the Phillies, they played against the University of Tampa and they lost 6-2 as the Grapefruit League and the Cactus League starts. But enjoy spring training because next month is when it all begins for the season and the run to the World Series. In the NFL, the big news is that the Denver Broncos are expected to get a deal done with Peyton Manning to bring him back another year. Remember, he has 2 years left of that 5-year, $96 million contract he signed back in March of 2012. This update is brought to you by The Flipper at flipperflipper.com. We're going to run to commercial break. When we get back from the commercial break, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Sean, where are we going next, buddy?
All right, Jeff, before we left, here's another thing I have to address with the Denver Broncos real quickly. Peyton Manning decides to come back, which is what Denver wants, which I believe is going to end up happening. Here's the big question I have to ask you all. What do the Denver Broncos need, other than Peyton Manning, for their offense or defense? What do you all think?
Well, they just tag fried one of the Thomases, so they still have a wide receiver. They probably need to have a freaking running game. Can't depend on him the whole time. Need to have a better defense, too, I think.
Yeah, and I know, Josh, that you had the Broncos. I said, Josh, you probably will not want to have the Broncos on your fantasy team when that starts up in September 2015, when the season starts in 7 months. Actually, 6 months, which
Football?
was September. So there's a lot of questions. I think with the Broncos, my view of it is they need to improve their defense. That's their problem. And John Elway has got some major decisions to make this offseason about, okay, I'm going to work on really hard on the defense, but on getting Manning back. But I would say that without a doubt, they know very well, Jeff, that defense needs to be improved, because that has cost the Broncos big time in the postseason. Look what we've seen from the last 3 years: a collapsing defense against Baltimore in what I called a classic double overtime game. Then they made it to the Super Bowl and, of course, got stomped and humiliated and embarrassed, like I pointed out earlier, with the Seattle Seahawks. And then they played the Indianapolis Colts. Defense was horrible, but it looked like the Broncos didn't even show up. It's like, yeah, they had one good drive and then 2 field goals, and they were trailing the whole game and looked just so flat and horrible against the Indianapolis Colts. And Josh says it's got to be the defensive and offensive line.
Well, yeah, they got some work to do there. You know, they got to get a better. I don't know so much more as the offensive line than the defensive line. They got
It's a question. And Peyton Manning, you have to wonder, he wants to be happy and feel like he can do it one more year. We'll see. Remember that, like I pointed out in the update, 2 more years on that 5-year, $96 million deal. And I just don't know if he has enough in him. I really don't. And remember how injured he was against the Colts in the AFC divisional playoff game?
And he restructured his deal as well to help them out. So I'm sure, who knows if, he gets one good hit now, and that could be the end of it. Listen, he's not the Peyton Manning of the old. That's for damn sure. And if they don't start running the ball more and getting, they kind of do need a offensive line, I guess, to open up that running game a little bit. But then they need a blocking offensive line, because that blocking offensive line wasn't very well at all. They didn't protect him too good, did they?
No, it didn't. And is it possible that with the Broncos that if Elway doesn't get it done, know how you are about ifs, then Elway is going to receive plenty of blame in Denver and the suburbs and the Mile High City and the whole state of Colorado, because everybody thought you were supposed to deliver, John Elway. You delivered us 2 Super Bowls when you used to be quarterback in the 90s. What's the problem here? We haven't seen any success
because they brought in Peyton Manning. Because they brought in Peyton Manning and they went old instead of going young. That's why. Okay,
I really feel with the Broncos too. They have not been the same since they lost they haven't been the same since they lost the Super Bowl. And I think it's hard to predict what I'm saying right now here on March 2nd, Monday. We're still a long way away from the NFL season getting here. But I really think, Jeff, it's possible that in the AFC West, San Diego or Kansas City next year could overtake the Denver Broncos if we don't see big production by Denver and see them being the team that everybody expected them to be, a team that was expected to be good.
I expected them to be good. They look good on paper, but guess what? You don't play the game on paper. You play it on the field.
Yeah, and it's about getting W's in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's about not getting hurt. And if you get hurt, guess what? You're screwed. And they were screwed. Weren't they?
They were. Collapsing defense.
That's exactly it right there in a nutshell.
The NFL draft specifics favor the fans, the outdoors. The NFL is using its departures from the Big Apple for the draft as a way to completely revamp the event. A league official revealed on Monday the NFL's extensive indoor and outdoor plans for the 3-day event in Chicago, Illinois, the draft's first trip away from New York since the city became host 50 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
Sure has been. And the NFL was always in New York City. They always did the NFL draft at...
And where's it going now?
Chicago.
Chicago. That's right. It's going to be in Chicago this year. What a crowd. I'm sure the people in Madison Square Garden in New York City aren't happy. Bunch of crock that is.
Peter O'Reilly, the NFL Senior Vice President of Events, said that while the ESPN and NFL network sets will be inside the Auditorium Theater, both networks also have second sets in Grant Park, where fans can be in the thick of the action thanks to the 32-team tables that will surround the sets. Teams will communicate with officials with those tables to relay their picks, which for the first 2 nights will be communicated across the red carpet on Michigan Avenue to the theater on the other side of the street.
God.
Chicago.
So they're making it a whole big deal now, right?
They are. Hey, Josh and Frank, go to the NFL draft. Let's see what you guys think.
Yeah, Josh, get your ass over there. What the hell's the matter with you?
Can ask Frank, too, and see if Frank wants to go.
The hell's the matter with you, man? Get your ass over there and go check it out. Go use your press credentials and get in there and go do some reporting for Sports World Radio, you rat bastard.
Take some pictures.
Yeah. I was talking with Josh earlier on Facebook about him going to WrestleMania this year. He's going up there. He's got his press pass. He's going up there. It's going to cost him a fortune, man. You kidding me? San Francisco? San Francisco ain't cheap.
Josh goes, I'm going to Mania. I'm good.
Yeah, San Francisco ain't cheap,
you are,
man.
Josh.
You know how much it's going to cost them to fly out there? Woo!
A lot.
Yeah. Round trip from Chicago to San Francisco? Woof. Oofa. Yeah. And then he's going to have to pay for a hotel for 4 nights? Oofa.
I wonder what the mood will be in Chicago. They'll probably be like thinking, this is weird to have an
See,
NFL draft in Chicago, Illinois instead of New York City.
But that's kind of crazy because they're going to take the pick, run it across the street, and give it to the guy so he can announce it?
Yeah.
That's freaking stupid. That's stupid.
The NFL draft starts April 30th and will run through May 1st.
Oh, God. See, that's even worse. It's a 2-day event that nobody wants to see. You know what? I hope there's a snowstorm that weekend.
The draft's final 5 rounds take place on May 2nd, the day when the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight.
I hope there's a major snowstorm that weekend in Chicago. I hope it freaking snows 5 feet that weekend in Chicago. Just to screw with the NFL. I do. I hope it, because from what you're telling me, they're going to take it from one building, run across the street with the pick in their hand, and give it to the guy so he can announce it. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
That's what you're saying, right?
Yep.
With all the technology they got going on, they're going to have some poor schmuck run across the street with a piece of paper in his freaking hand to give to the guy so he can. That's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
What is that, nuts?
It's crazy.
With all the technology listen, I'm talking to you on Skype for Christ's sakes. Okay? What's the matter? They can't have a computer right there and the guy can have a headset in, a little earpiece in, and they could say, hey, the San Francisco 49ers take this guy. And then he can make the announcement? What the hell?
We got a little bit more to add with this. We're at the top of the hour. We got to run to a commercial break.
We'll be right back. You're listening to Jeff Escal and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
That's ridiculous.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escal, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West, and if you live in the damn Central,
figure it out for yourself.
And you want to know something? The NFL can't figure it out for themselves. How the hell do you expect these people in the Central to figure it out for themselves?
The NFL also has not announced how tickets will be distributed, but says that roughly 3,000 seats inside the theater and another 1,000 seats outside in front of what is being called, quote, Selection Square will be free.
Selection Square. I got your selection. I got your selection square right here, Goodell. You're a moron. I hope it freaking thunders, lightning, snow, hail, sleet, rain, every bad weather that you can have on that particular weekend right there, just to show how much of a moron you are. You're gonna make some poor schmuck run on a red carpet from one hotel to the other hotel through the streets. What are you, a jackass? Come on. Hey, I got an idea, NFL and Roger Goodell. Here's my idea that I got for this whole freaking thing. Okay? And people, I'm telling you something. You should subscribe to what we're talking about during the commercial break, because I went off on this particular topic that we're discussing right now while we were on commercial break, and we recorded the whole thing, right, Sean? I went off on it. And I'm going to go off on it now, but I'm not going to curse like I did when we were on commercial break. I'm telling you, listen, Goodell, here's the thing what you can do. You have a podium where you were going to announce the pick, right, Roger Goodell, you schmuck?
Yep.
You're going to be the guy for the first round, right, you idiot?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is what you do. Have you ever heard of an iPad before? That's right. We're in the freaking 21st century, you jackass. Put an iPad on the podium, okay? And you have all the teams right there, whoever's making, and when you have a bud piece in your ear, and you say, okay, Roger, the pick has been made, click the team. And you click on the team, and guess what? It says the Cleveland Browns pick, and you make the announcement. This way you don't have to have some poor schmuck running from one hotel to another hotel. Holy freaking Toledo, Batman. What are you, crazy?
Say, hey, Mr. Eskow, I'll pay you a lot of money if you run from one hotel to the next. Would you do it?
No freaking way. I'm not running from one hotel to the other. You can give me $1 million and I ain't doing it.
Look at what the people say in the chat room. Josh goes, Chicago's rules. What do you mean, Jeff? It's a great idea. That's
not as good. Hey, Josh, you are a traditionalist, my friend. You cannot like this idea.
Shocker goes, I can hack the NFL.
It's ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
Talk with this guy. Talk with Peter O'Reilly. He's the NFL Senior Vice President of events.
Peter O'Reilly, you just got put on. You know what? It's the first day of the new week, and guess what? We got a Rat Bastard of the Week candidate right there.
Peter O'Reilly said any draft pick in attendance after doing his required interviews with both networks inside the theater will come outside to do an interview in Grant Park just for the crowd.
Yeah, freeze your ass off. I hope it's freaking cold. I hope it's freaking raining. I hope it's freaking snowing. I hope it's freaking hailing. I hope it's freaking lightning. I hope you get nailed with a bitchin' storm.
Look what Josh says. Hey, Jeff, the hotel is next to the auditorium.
Yeah, but the Roger Goodell's got some schmuck running from the hotel to the auditorium on a red carpet. Hey, have you ever heard of an iPad before, jackass? You could set up the iPad where all the teams are on there. You click the team and you say, the Atlanta Falcons pick this guy in the first round of the NFL drafts. Come on, man.
Josh says, hey, Jeff, no more snowstorms.
I hope they have a freak snowstorm in the middle of May.
Or maybe a thunderstorm and then the power goes out.
Yes. That's what we want, Sean. We want a lightning storm that knocks the power out just to piss Roger Goodell off.
And Peter O'Reilly.
Because that's ridiculous, man. That's
especially
just plain
ridiculous.
Saying,
I'll pay you a lot of money to run from one place to another.
Oh, come on. You know what you should do? Listen, you're going to have a lot of people running. I say you get a bunch of fat people to do it. Maybe they can lose some weight. They can make some money and lose some weight at the same time. Okay, get some people that are over 300 pounds and have them do it. They can lose some weight and gain some money at the same, or lose some weight and get some money at the same time. I listen, I'm not bitching about the fat people. I love fat people. Okay, they're my friends. They're my peeps. Okay? But come on. I like that shocker. NFL heart attacks? Yeah. That's an NFL heart attack waiting to happen right there.
Should have it go second vote for the Rat Bastard of the Week, Peter O'Reilly.
He's got to be the rat. No, Peter O'Reilly's the first Rat Bastard of the Week candidate right there. Because he's the schmuck who came up with the idea, right?
And Roger Goodell, because he's the NFL Senior Vice President of Events, Peter O'Reilly.
Hey, Peter O'Reilly, I am talking to you. Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of an iPad?
And have you ever heard of Skype? Think about the technology.
Oh my God. Yeah, where are you? Living in the 19th century still, dude? Gonna have some guy run across the street with a piece of paper. You know what? I want it to be very, very windy. I want it to be very, very windy. Maybe some guy's not holding that piece of paper hard enough and it blows out of his hand and just blows down the street and he's got to go chase it. How freaking funny would that be, Sean? The wind blows the piece of paper out of the guy's hand and he's got to go chase it before he can tell what the... See? Do you have... Let me ask you a question, Peter O'Reilly or Peter O'Toole or whatever the hell your name is. Do you have a backup plan in case it's super windy that day and it falls out of the guy's hand and it blows away? Yeah, it's called an iPad.
Josh goes, Jeff, you are the Rat Bastard of the Week for wanting snowstorms in my beautiful city.
Well, hey, listen, I bet you it's snowing there right now.
I did see some people out in the cold weather yesterday going to like a ice skating park when the Bulls game was on yesterday, Josh.
How can you live in that crap?
Oh, jeez.
That's ridiculous, man. I don't know how you can live in that crap. The wind and the snow and the cold. Get the hell out of here.
Roger Goodell says, let's be like in the 60s or the 50s. Let's have a man just run across.
Look, I like what Shocker says, too. Shocker says, Skype probably doesn't want to be associated with the NFL.
Yep.
You're probably right. But I don't get that. I really... They're going to have... What, are they going to have more than one guy doing it, Sean, running across the street?
It really doesn't say.
I would hope so, because this guy's got to run across the street, hand in the ticket, then run back across the street, get the next one, and run back. This guy's going to be running his ass off.
Let me see. Actually, the third part of the event, Peter O'Reilly said, is an immersive fan experience the league is calling, quote, Draft Town, where fans can test themselves against various players, running the 40-yard dash, get autographs, and congregate in one of the 32 small...
I could give a flying fig Newton about that crap. What I want to know is, read the first two to me again.
Okay. Peter O'Reilly, the NFL's Senior Vice President of Events, said that while the ESPN and NFL network sets will be inside the Auditorium Theater, both networks also will have second sets in Grant Park where fans can be in the thick of the action thanks to the 32-team tables that will surround the sets. Teams will communicate with officials with those tablets to relay their picks, which, for the first two nights, will be communicated across the red carpet on Michigan Avenue to the theater on the other side of the street.
Stupid! That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's called being a man, or it's called being a jackass.
Here, take a look. There it is, everybody. Click the link.
Thank you, Sean. I have to read this. The NFL is using its departure from the Big Apple for a draft. Now, who cares? League officials when they run into the NFL extended indoor and outdoor plans. I hope it freaking rains. I hope it freaking rains. I really do. I really. The third part of the event, O'Reilly said, is an immersive fan experience in the league's calling Draft Town, where fans can... Who gives a freaking crap? I'm just... Yeah. I just find it funny that they're gonna, I'm okay with ESPN and NFL having all that. They're gonna have auditorium theater, right? Inside the auditorium theater, both networks will also have second sets in Grant Park where fans can be in the thick of the action. Thanks to the 32-team tables that will be surrounded the sets, the teams will communicate with officials from those tables to relay the picks, which for the first two nights will be communicated across the red carpet on Michigan Avenue to the... What the hell are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. This is like, I saw this story and I said, Jeff is going to flip out when he sees this and sees what all this events by Peter O'Reilly, the director of events for the NFL, for big NFL events.
We all have screens inside those arenas that reflect what is going on specifically with that team, including a social media conversation, O'Reilly said. Not only will a legend from each team give the pick, as they typically do in the second round, but they'll also make an appearance at the team chalet. Oh, the team chalet. Call it the team room, you jackass. The team chalet. To help create a synergy between what is occurring inside and outside, Grant Park's famous Buckingham Fountain will be lit up in the colors of the NFL team that is on the clock during the draft's first 2 nights, April 30th and May 1st. The draft's final 5 rounds take place on May 2nd. On that Sunday, the league will allow teams to make selections on their own from remote locations for the first time. Oh, yeah, that's going to screw the whole thing up because now you're changing the freaking system on the 3rd day. What the hell's the matter with these people?
That's Peter O'Reilly and Roger Goodell. And look what Shocker says. People running around with a piece of paper in the murder capital on the U.S.
Yeah,
Swift
exactly.
Move.
The league has not announced how tickets will be distributed, but says that that roughly 3,000 seats inside the theater and another 1,000 seats outside in front of what is being called Selection Square will be free. O'Reilly said any draft. So they're only going to have 4,000 people in attendance?
Yep.
See, that's stupid. Do you know how many Do you know how many people attend the NFL draft?
I don't even watch the NFL draft. So
I don't watch
like
it
really
neither,
care.
Sean, but they have the NFL draft at Madison Square Garden. Do you know how they fill that thing up? That's 17,000 seats, dude.
Jeez.
And they're going to allow only 4,000? Way to go, NFL. You're smart.
Josh says before we go to our next commercial break, can we have one thing here without someone complaining about it? LMAO. So, Josh, it seems to me, since it's in the Windy City in Chicago, you're in favor of the whole thing there, buddy.
And I find that wacky because he's a traditionalist. I find what? So you know what, Mister, you like this? I want you to be over at the fountain. Every time it changes the color, I want you to take a picture and post it on Facebook, you rat bastard.
That note, we got to go to commercial.
Run to a commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Bunch of freaking humps.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Sean, what do you got for me?
We are at 18 minutes after the hour, March 2nd, 2015, Monday. Hey, Josh, use your producer skills and see if you can get Peter O'Reilly on the show or give him Jeff a call.
Yeah, Josh, get Peter O'Reilly to call in, okay? I got a question I need to ask this guy.
What, you have a bone to pick with him?
I got a bone to pick with this guy, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, Sean. I got a bone to pick with this guy. Bring him on the line. Have him call in. 619-663-3715.
You're really upset about this, aren't you, Jeff? Especially if at least he isn't asking you to just run the thing over the carpet.
My first question is, how'd you come up with this idea? And then my second question is, why did you come up with this idea?
And as we come back from commercial break, Josh goes, he's a biased piece of you-know-what guy, butthurt that the Bulls didn't sign him as VP, and he takes meaningless cheap shots during games, and he's a terrible commentator. Just because you were a former coach doesn't make you a qualified broadcaster.
I kind of like the way he broadcasts. He tells it as it is, and if you don't like it, tough. I kind of like that.
Josh goes, shine your glasses and stick it up in your candy.
Just because he talks bad about your Bulls and he speaks the truth, you don't like that, right? When he talks crap about the Knicks, I understand that he's talking crap about the Knicks because they suck. I get it. Okay? He says, you know what? He says what people are thinking and don't say. He actually says it, which is kind of refreshing for a change. He's kind of like myself. Okay? I say what people are thinking all the time, and I say it because I don't give a crap what they're thinking. And he's kind of like that too. He doesn't, and I hate to tell you something, Josh. He could give a flying fig Newton whether you like him or not. He don't care. It doesn't bother him one bit that you don't like him. Not one stinking bit. But I'll tell you something right now. If they fired Thibodeau and happened to hire him, you'd be all, oh, look at Jeff Van Gundy. Yeah, okay,
Josh,
you flip.
You will be so excited.
Yep.
Thibodeau gets fired, then Van Gundy comes in and is coach of the Bulls.
That's right, because if Thibodeau doesn't get deep into the playoffs this year, they might fire his ass.
Look what Josh says. No, he says stuff just so he can suck whatever team LeBron James is on Cox. He says what ESPN wants to say.
Well, he kind of talks a lot about LeBron. I'll give him that.
I will have to admit that.
He kind of does talk a lot about LeBron. Right?
Yeah, he does.
So you got to give him that.
But I have to agree with you, Jeff. Thibodeau doesn't take the Bulls deep into the playoffs next month and into May. I can tell you, Josh, it's time for the Bulls to say goodbye to Tom Thibodeau and find themselves a new head coach.
You think?
I know. But, Jeff, going back to Peter O'Reilly, I'm sure now you're going to be looking everywhere to find his name and ask him, saying, what's with this stuff that you got in Chicago? Why is this why?
And Thibodeau is supposed to be a fantastic defensive coach. He's not that good, is he?
No.
He's not that good, is he?
Nice one, Kathy. LeBron is a big baby monkey.
I don't concern myself too much with LeBron James because he doesn't do a damn thing for me. So
Josh goes, no, I wouldn't want that prick Jeff Van Gundy rather than have Charles Barkley.
Oh, yeah, Charles Barkley's got coaching experience. What are you, a moron?
Think about the Skippy quotes about how Skippy has to enjoy talking all the time about
You
Charles
would rather,
Barkley, Jeff.
Hey, Josh, you would rather have Charles Barkley as your head coach than Jeff Van Gundy? That's a stupid statement. You realize that, right? Charles Barkley has no coaching experience whatsoever. None. Zippo zilch.
Jeff, you can't stand him on Inside the NBA.
You know something? I hope Charles Barkley goes and coaches the Chicago Bulls and prove to you that he's got no coaching ability and they're going to end up sucking. So, yeah, you know what? I hope he goes over there because you're going to be crying in your freaking milk when it happens because you're going to see just how bad of a coach he really is. You know what? He's going to coach just like he plays, a piece of crap. How about that for you?
Think about the Skippy quotes.
How about that for you? I don't have to think about the Skippy quotes.
Because Skippy is the one who talks a lot about
Who
Charles
cares?
Barkley.
Who cares? Charles Barkley has zip, zilch, zero
You
head
wouldn't even
coaching
want him
experience.
in your studio.
He has zip, zilch, zero head coaching experience. None. He does not know how to do it. Okay? He could barely play the game, let alone coach the game. That fat bastard. Okay?
Josh goes, yeah,
that's
when he
never
owns
going to
the
happen.
Knicks.
That's never going to happen. I'm going to tell you something. Charles Barkley will never, ever own a professional sports franchise. Never.
Suppose Phil Jackson says, hey, I'm going to cut ties with Derek Fisher. Hey, Charles Barkley, how would you like to be coach of the New York Knicks?
I would leave as a fan of the New York Knicks. I would never root for them again.
And then become a Brooklyn Nets fan, Jeff?
I would never root for them again, and I can almost guarantee you the same thing would happen with all the other Knicks fans. He has none, zip, zilch coaching experience. None. He could barely do his job on TNA. Okay?
TNT.
Or TNT or whatever the hell it is. He could barely do his job on that freaking show.
He puts you to sleep, right, Jeff? Because then you're like, oh,
If I remember
Charles
correctly,
Barkley, all about him.
If I remember correctly, I seen an article that they don't want him back next year. How about that? If he's so good, how come they don't want him back? It's because he sucks. Okay?
Kathy,
listen.
We're talking about Skippy Bayless, not about peanut
No,
butter.
I'm not talking about Skippy. I'm talking about Charles Barkley.
I know. I was talking about responding to
I'm
Kathy.
talking
Yeah, I
about
know.
Charles Barkley. Okay?
Mhm.
I could do a better job than he can. I know more about basketball than he does. Sean knows more about basketball than he does. And you want to know something? Sean can articulate it better than he can. How about that?
Suppose the Knicks would say, we're going to forget about Charles Barkley. Let's just make Jeff Eskow coach the Knicks.
I don't want that headache. I don't want that headache. I do not want that headache.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm honest about it. I don't want that headache. There's no way I want that headache. Come on now.
What's going to happen when the Bulls get knocked out of the play? So you're saying, Jeff, that you have every belief the Bulls will get knocked out of the playoffs. We'll have to do our NBA elimination and make sure we can start narrowing our teams and stuff too. And the Bulls get knocked out of the playoffs, then all of a sudden you're saying, I told you, Josh, I was right. Tom Thibodeau fired as Bulls coach.
What did he sign? A 5-year contract, right?
He signed a big contract to become the Bulls coach back in June of 2010.
Correct, and he's still there, right? He's got 1 year left on his contract, right?
Right.
They might let him finish out his contract and then let him go at the end of the year, which means he'll be a lame coach, a lame duck coach, knowing that they're not going to bring him back next year because he's going to want to get a new contract before the beginning of next year. Watch. And if they don't give it to him, if this is his last year coming up and they don't give him a new contract, he's gone. You know that as well as I do. The almighty defensive Tim Thibodeau, or Tom Thibodeau, the almighty Tom Thibodeau defensive coach, hasn't won you crap, has he? Hasn't won the Chicago Bulls crap. And don't blame Derrick Rose and the injuries. Don't do that. Don't do that because he's supposed to be the almighty defensive wizard. Well, defense wins championships, and they don't got a good defense, do they?
No.
Okay, so don't give me none of that crap. I would not be shocked if Thibodeau's gone.
I'm looking at the Eastern Conference standings right now. You got the Hawks at 47-12, the Raptors 37-22. They'd be the second seed in the Eastern Conference. The Bulls, of course, at 37-23. Cavaliers are 37-24. The Wizards 34-26. And the Bucks 32-27. All I have to say for the Bulls, you better hope that maybe you can get the number 2 seed, or if you finish behind the Raptors or the Cavaliers and drop maybe even the 5th or 6th seed, you better hope and pray maybe you don't have to worry about Cleveland, because like I said, Bulls need to make sure that they can really take the Cavaliers seriously. I watched the game yesterday, and there's no quitting the Cavaliers, especially since they have LeBron James. But with LeBron, I hope he gets bounced out first before the Bulls does, because I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the man.
Hey, you heard about Harden getting suspended for 1 game for kicking LeBron James in the nuts, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Should have kicked him harder.
There's been some tension, too. Yeah, he's got suspended, like you said, for
1
a game for kicking LeBron James in that
in the cracker
fight yesterday.
Kick him in the cracker, as we'll say.
It was pretty ugly. I saw some fighting and some pushing and shoving. I watched the game yesterday.
Well, what's wrong with that? Huh? What's wrong with that? Huh? I went to a basketball game and a fight broke out?
The NBA doesn't want that. They want to keep it peaceful for the fans.
Oh, maybe some fans want to see some fighting. I wouldn't mind every once in a while.
Just wait till the playoffs come. That's when it really gets intense.
That's when it's going to happen. You know that. And it's coming. The regular season's only a month and a half left. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? The regular NBA season's only got a month and a half left, and baseball season starts next month.
And March Madness is coming up soon, too.
March Madness is coming up. Yeah, there's a lot of things coming up in March, ain't there, bitch?
Yeah.
Ain't there, bitch?
Look at Josh. You started saying that the Cavs were overrated in the beginning of the season. Now they're favorites in the Eastern Conference? Come on now.
I didn't say they were favorites in the Eastern Conference. I'm still... Listen, I want to see Chicago come out of the East. I do. But I don't think it's gonna be done. And I didn't say Cleveland. You didn't hear the word. You didn't hear me, Sean. Did I say during this show that Cleveland was going to be come out of the East?
No.
You never heard me say that, did you?
Nope. Never heard me say that either.
Correct, because I don't believe it's going to be Cleveland.
Me, Josh, what?
I don't believe it's going to be Cleveland.
Okay, whatever, Josh. I understand, bud. Don't worry. I don't want the Cavs to win either, and I'm sure everybody wants them out of the playoffs, because then that doesn't happen. The Cavs win the finals. We'll never hear the end of it. And LeBron will be happy because he's got himself another ring. But we all know that LeBron is more the failure, the underachiever, than the overachiever.
Okay, we got to run to our final update of the day, and then we'll go to commercial break. And I can almost guarantee you when we come back from that commercial break, we're going to have some Skippy time, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so Skippy quotes are coming up after the update and the break. This update is brought to you by The Flipper. If you're tired of lifting your toilet seat with your hand, then head on over to The Flipper. Head on over to flipperflipper.com and get your flipper today. And never, ever touch your toilet seat ever again. It's called The Flipper, and it's at flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, 31 minutes after the hour on this 2nd of March, Monday, 2015. In the NHL, 3 games right now. The Rangers lead the Predators 1-0. The Hurricanes at the Blackhawks, and the Canadiens taking on the Sharks. We're mentioning during the show that, of course, that the NBA is just a month away from being complete. Same goes for the NHL. Here it is, March, and the NHL moving right along, and next month the season comes to an end, and then it's playoff time. But we still have a lot of unfinished business left with over a month to go. In the NBA, you got the Raptors taking on the 76ers. Right now, 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first quarter. The Raptors lead 23-16. The Warriors at the Nets, Suns at the Heat, Clippers at the Timberwolves, and lastly, it'll be the Pelicans taking on the Dallas Mavericks. NFL news, Peyton Manning, of course, the big news, is expected to get his deal taken care of because he has until March 9th. Otherwise, he can just say, I don't want to come back and play more football. Well, he wants to come back. The Broncos want him back, and they're expected to hopefully get something resolved and taken care of. The Dallas Cowboys officially have the franchise on Dez Bryant. The Lions don't use their tag to keep Dominic Sue, so he's a free agent. The NFL has the indoor-outdoor plans, of course, set for the Chicago draft next month in late April into early May for the 2015 National Football League draft. And, of course, other news in the NFL, Adrian Peterson has decided that He may want to come back to Minnesota. The Vikings have reached out and talked with him, but we'll see what ends up happening. Remember, Adrian Peterson can be reinstated in the NFL next month on April 15th alongside Ray Rice. That is your update. You got to remember this. This update was brought to you by the Flipper at flipperflipper.com. When we come back from the commercial break, it'll be the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. We'll have some great Skippy quotes, a lot of the things that he said on his show, First Take. But first, let's run to commercial break.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, I guess it's that time of the show, ain't it, Sean?
It is that time of the show. Of course, I'm waiting for Joshy to send me the Skippy Bayless quotes. But before we do that, though, Jeff is probably thinking, where's Peter O'Reilly? Where's Peter O'Reilly?
Yeah, get that guy on my show. Get that guy on the air. I want to talk to that rat.
You are really fed up with him.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, dude. Come on. Really? Really? I hope it's raining and windy that day. I really do. I hope it's raining and windy where it screws up all your plans where you can't be outside. Just because you are that much of a moron. Hey Josh, let me ask. Hey Josh, you're the Chicago guy now. Does it rain much and is it windy much at the end of April, beginning of May?
Now here we are. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what it would be like. Yeah, Josh or Frank would have tonight. Frank, we won't have on this week, but we could ask him about what Peter O'Reilly did next week.
Frank's not here tomorrow, right?
He's not here tomorrow or Thursday because he's busy with some basketball tournament action.
Yeah, he's got some chick on the side, I bet you.
Here's what we got. The Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Ding, ding, ding. Skippy Bayless says he endorses Peter O'Reilly's decision about the NFL draft in Chicago.
Another schmuck. another schmuck heard from.
He probably just likes to listen to our show or gives his nice opinions on First Take. Skippy Bayless says this, Jeff. I love the NFL draft in Chicago.
I hope it snows and rains.
How about First Take in Chicago? How about when First Take goes there, Stephen A. Smith and Skippy Bayless are there, and then it snows, and then Skippy says, "I can't handle the snow. I grew up in Oklahoma." Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Dumbass.
Skippy Bayless said that he should commentate the NBA basketball games. How about that, Jeff? You have Skippy Bayless on every NBA basketball
No, I
game.
can't listen. I could barely listen to him for 2 hours a day. Let alone have him doing basketball games. Listen, he can't do his own radio show good. Okay, how the hell is he going to do play-by-play? Listen, he thinks he's a hot radio host, correct? He thinks he's an ass-kicking radio host guy, correct?
Correct.
Play-by-play is different than hosting a radio show, you moron. Okay? And listen, you are not a good radio host. To begin with, your play-by-play skills are going to even be worse than that. Dumbass.
Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys should get rid of DeMarco Murray.
My Dallas Cowboys. My Dallas Cowboys should get rid of DeMarco Murray. Well, they are going to get rid of DeMarco Murray. We know why you want them to get rid of DeMarco Murray, because you want AP on that team.
Adrian Peterson.
That's who he wants.
Yep. Skippy Bayless said that he should book WrestleMania.
He should. Hey, Josh, you're going to WrestleMania. You're going to have a press pass, so you're going to be able to see if Skippy is there. If he is there, you should search him out, look for him, and find his ass, and do an interview with him and start ripping him right in the interview.
Not only that, but it makes it perfect, because then you have an Escal versus Bayless debate.
And then you can make it happen, because you'll have him right there. If he's there, you got to nail him and get him to come on the show so we can debate his ass. So I can make him look as small as a curb.
Then Skippy won't like it, and I can see him just hanging up.
Of course
and then
not.
Then he'll say, "I don't know what show this is," but I said, I know that the Sean Mann and Jeff Escal do a Sports World Radio, or Jeff Escal and Sean Mann. Now I need to launch a protest to boot it off the air.
I don't care how you say it.
Skippy Bayless said that Stephen A. Smith is not neutral.
What? He's more neutral than you are, you jackass. He doesn't put the word "my" in front of every goddamn team there is in professional sports.
How is Skippy? Skippy, how can he say that? I wonder what Stephen A. Smith would be thinking with you saying that comment.
That's just
because you and him debate all the time.
See, that's just a lie right there. You're just lying right there. And if that's your perspective, Skip, then your perspective is whacked out of your freaking head.
Skippy Bayless said that Charles Barkley should be the next Bill Parcells.
Who?
He said that
Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley should be the next Bill Parcells.
Skip, you got a man crush on Charles Barkley?
Would that be another question you would ask him, Jeff?
Yeah.
You visit and you debate and you'd say,
I would ask him.
What's this thing you got about Charles Barkley?
I would say, what's your infatuation with Charles Barkley? Why do you think that he can coach any professional sports team when he has no experience in that sport? Why do you think that? I would really love to know and to hear his thoughts on it, because he's got a major man crush on that dude. He's got a major man crush on Charles Barkley and Jerry Jones.
41 minutes after the hour, Skippy Bayless said today that Charles Barkley would bring prestige back to Madison Square Garden.
Charles Barkley couldn't bring prestige to the team he was playing on at the time he was playing on them. And another thing, he doesn't bring any prestige to TNT either. Okay? So how the hell is he going to bring prestige to whatever team he coaches? He has zero, zip, zilch coaching experience. Just like you jackass. Just saying.
Skippy Bayless said that Hulk Hogan should not have a banner in Madison Square Garden.
I agree with that. That Hulk Hogan has nothing to do with Madison Square Garden. I agree with that. Wholeheartedly.
Skippy Bayless.
The only thing,
this,
the only banners.
San Diego.
Hold on,
Skippy
Sean.
Bayless
Hold
said
on,
that
Sean.
The All-Star game next year in July of 2016, and the Chargers.
Sean, do you not hearing me say? Hold on a second.
Oh, whoops.
You didn't hear me say that, right?
Whoops.
Okay,
yeah.
Hold on a second. I don't want to switch topics. I want to go back to this Hulk Hogan Madison Square Garden thing.
Okay.
The only thing that should be hanging from Madison Square Garden are Rangers and Knicks banners, and that's it. No wrestling banners, no Bruce Springsteen crap to honor it, nothing. There's only two teams that play in that freaking place, and that's the Knicks and the Rangers. Consistently. They occupy that building every year. Consistently. Okay? Those are the only banners that should be up in the rafters. Rangers and Knicks banners. That's it. Now we can move on, Sean.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right.
Anyway, Skippy Bayless said that San Diego should drop the All-Star game in July of 2016 and the Chargers.
Well, I think you're an asshole. Okay, I'm just going to say it straight out. Skip Bayless, you're an asshole for making that comment. Straight out. How can you say something like that? Have you ever been to Petco Park? No? Then stop making those remarks, because you don't know. You have no clue. When you come to Petco Park, after you walk around and soak it in, then I want to hear your opinion. Until then, keep your goddamn mouth shut. How about that? You like that one, Skip?
And him saying San Diego is not a very good town and that the All-Star game is a joke.
He's an idiot.
And it's not a good baseball
See, that just proves to you how much class he has. It just proves to you how much class he has, right? He's just alienated a whole city by saying something like that. That just proves to you how much of an asshole he really is. Doesn't it?
Yep.
See, I don't annihilate cities. I annihilate people. There's a difference. And you, I annihilate because you're an idiot. You are a F-mother or a mother effer. How about that? You like that, Skip? No, I'm not afraid to say it. You're a mother effer because the things that come out of your mouth make no goddamn sense whatsoever.
And on that note, we got to run to our final commercial break of the day.
Listening to Jeff Escow and Showman on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
to the final segment of Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. Hey, Skippy, you're a schmuck. You should have heard me during the commercial break. I was ripping a new one the whole time.
Oh, yeah, I was a witness to it, everybody, and Jeff is serious. He will take him on.
I hope and pray that you come out here for the All-Star Weekend in 2016. And I hope you have your press pass, because I'm going to have mine, and I will find you. I'm not going to talk to nobody else. My sole objective, when I get my press pass for that year, my sole objective is to get you on this show. Is to hound you and prove to you and prove to the whole world that you don't know what you're talking about. To prove just how much of a schmuck you really are.
As we're getting toward the conclusion of the show, Skippy Bayless said that Brock Lesnar should go back to UFC and forget about the WWE, and he's glad he walked out on last week's Raw.
Yeah, well, you know why he walked out, right?
Nope.
There was a rumor going around that Roman Reigns failed the drug test, and they're not going to suspend him. They're going to let him wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and then they're going to suspend him after. So Brock walked out.
Oh.
And I hope, you know what? I hope Brock stays out of the WWE. Because he's not a wrestler. He's a fighter. He's not really a wrestler. He's a fighter. And he doesn't look like a wrestler. He looks like a fighter. And sometimes I don't think he knows what he's doing in the ring. That's why he does those backflips and all that crap to people, because he doesn't have anything else to do. He doesn't really have any other holds. He's got maybe 3 holds max. You know, the F5 to break the arm hold and the over the shoulder, over the thing that he did to John Cena a million times. Those are basically his 3 holds. And then he punches the hell out of you. That's basically it.
Skippy Bayless said that my guy Alex Rodriguez will cost my Boston Red Sox a playoff berth. And I'm like reading this and thinking, Skippy, you really said that? Why? Because he didn't go there in the fall of 2003? Shaking my head. What the heck's the matter with you?
Why
that was back in 03. It didn't bother them. They went on and won 3 World Series championships. A-Rod only won 1.
Get him, Sean. Tack. Why is he saying my Boston Celtics?
My Boston Red Sox.
Why is he saying that? I thought
don't know.
He was a Yankee
what is it
fan.
with him? You know, he's talking about my Boston sports teams and this and that.
I thought he was a Yankee fan. I thought he was a Yankee fan, Sean.
Thought he was too, because he talked a lot about my Boston Red Sox will have trouble against my New York Yankees. And I said, here's the thing about Skippy. I have never even heard him, and all the Skippy quotes that Josh sends to me, say not very much about the New York Yankees. Like my Yankees this and my Yankees that. He's a crazy person. He doesn't know what he's talking about all the time.
I've been saying that for years, haven't I?
Yeah. And that's why Jeff is like saying I'm ready to debate him and just take him on.
And I don't need no papers in front of me. I don't need nobody talking in my ear. Everything comes out of the top of my brain, and because I roll that way, and you can't.
Shabba goes, Skippy loves everyone. We know this.
Skippy doesn't love everyone. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
He's got my this, my that, my this, my that. He's got too much of that. Pick a freaking team. I'll give you the freaking Oklahoma City. You know what? And I'll even give you the Dallas Cowboys. But that's it. You can't my New York Knicks, my Boston Celtics, my New England Patriots, my Seattle Seahawks. You can't be doing that crap.
No.
That's not allowed. And he's going to turn around, well, I can do anything I want. That would be something Sean would say. And I understand that. But that's not how it goes in the sports world, okay? You live and die with your team. You don't live and die with every team. Correct?
Correct. And he's the one who always makes up all this stuff about my this and, well, he doesn't make up all this stuff. He says it, and it's like, I was like, gosh, all this my stuff. I know people get so sick of it.
do.
That's why I sleep through the whole entire list of just all that stuff that he says.
I've been sleeping through the show the last couple weeks. It's been kind of nice. Now, I've been missing the show, so I've been back to my normal sleeping. So I woke up today. It was like 11:45. It was nice. The show was almost over, and I just went to a different channel. It's kind of nice, you know. Kind of nice. It's so nice.
And that's the end of the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour.
Thank
we'll have some more
goodness.
quotes tomorrow from Skippy Bayless.
Thank goodness. Do we have to deal with Skippy?
You get so tired of him, but you're so anxious to know what he says.
Because he's stupid. I mean, I got to think that he says some of the most dumbest sports quotes to ever come off ESPN's airwaves. I got to think that, right? Some of the most stupidest and dumbest sports quotes have been said by him, and I can't believe ESPN allows that crap. They suspend so many other people for saying less than worse things than what he says, and he gets away with it.
Stephen A. Smith gets suspended a week. I remember that was in late July and August of last year, and then Bill Simmons got a big suspension.
Right, and he said that Johnny Manziel has a drinking problem and this and that, and he doesn't get touched.
And Skippy doesn't get suspended for all of his stuff.
Correct. It's kind of like maybe Skippy owns ESPN. Because
I know, Jeff,
he's untouchable.
if you were president or the manager of ESPN,
He
you would
wouldn't
have a
be
big
working.
word with him saying,
He wouldn't be
stop
working.
with all this.
He would not be working for ESPN if I was the man. I'd call him into my office and I would fire him. And he would ask me why, and it'd be like this. I would tell him a different story so I wouldn't get sued for discrimination, but it's because I just don't like you. I wouldn't
You say the same stuff over and over again, and you always use the word mine.
I
Come
wouldn't-
up with something original.
Then you know what? That's a good one. I would turn around to him and I would say, because you are not biased anymore. You're not a biased reporter anymore, and I've been getting a lot of complaints about it, so we're letting you go. That I can do, but I can't turn around to him and say it's because I just don't like you. I can't do that. That's discrimination. But what I can do is turn around and say, well, we've been getting a lot of emails about your behavior on the radio and what you're saying on the radio, so we're going to let you go because we don't like it either. So you no longer work here. Pack your shit up and get out. Yeah, of course. I'll tell you something, Sean. I would do that in the first half hour of becoming the man at ESPN. In fact, that would be my first official move.
I believe it.
That would be my first official move, is to get rid of him. And and then I would take his spot on First Take.
And then you battle against Stephen A. Smith,
I would love
which
that.
would be a better battle.
Oh yeah, I would love that. I would love that for sure. Yeah, my first move as the man who's running ESPN would be to get rid of Skip Bayless. Would be to get rid of him. And even if he sues us, that's great. We'll settle out of court anyway. It's not going to matter.
Yep.
Right? It's not going to matter.
Right.
We'll settle out of court. And inside the settlement, we'll say that you could never work at ESPN again as long as I am the man. That's the way it's going to be. Oh, that would be my first official thing. ESPN once ran with a report that the Saints GM hooked mics up in the Superdome while Hurricane Katrina was still going on. Well, hey, there's a lot of things that happen in New Orleans. I'm just not a fan of Skip Bayless. Can't stand him.
So tired of him, and he just sleep through his shows.
Yes, me too. I have to from now on. Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out today and listening to our Monday edition of Sports World Radio. We will be back tomorrow for another edition and another 2 hours of sports talk with Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unpredictable or unacceptable. You know it. Okay, everybody, have a great, great Monday evening. For Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escow. This has been Sports World Radio. Peace out, bitches.
Later.
Hey, boy, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we?
So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.